Right. So the tournament is basically divided in terms of participants into three categories. It's the junior category, the middle category, and the senior category. Something you have to be super mindful of throughout. So like people from third to fifth grade would be junior category. Sixth to eighth will be middle category, and ninth to 12th should be the senior category. Please remember this bifurcation, even if you've judged with us before, because the tournament that you judged with us in the past had a different like configuration for each of the categories. It's changed substantially now. So third to fifth junior, sixth to eighth middle, 9 to 12 uh senior. Yeah, cool, Srinath, noted. So basically that's the category. Now, why do you need to know the categories? For a couple of reasons. Each category is going to have a different motion because the level of complexity, of course, rises as as the categories get more senior. So junior category has the simplest motion, middle category has a different motion, and senior category has a different motion. All of which you will find on the PDF that I had shared not the other day, I think today itself. So basically, please look at that PDF. That's where you're going to find your motions. But the Excel sheet that we're going to be sharing shortly, before yesterday, of course, before 3:30 p.m. tomorrow, is going to have your name against the participants' name who are going to be there in your room and the room number. And most probably, and only most probably, not more like certainly, there might be a few changes and anomalies. But for most of you, most probably you're going to be in the same room, which means that once you've joined a room, you just don't have to budge from there. Whatever break you get in between, etc., you just stay logged in and stay put in your room, and people will keep coming to you. And when they don't, you just notify us on the WhatsApp group, and we'll make things work through the WhatsApp group. So the communication has to be strong in that sense. You're supposed to tag me, or Anjali Tiwari is the person who you can tag on that judge group, and Afreen, of course. So Anjali, me, Afreen, Devika, whoever you think you see as an admin on the group, you can tag us. But primarily me, because I'm like presiding over this. So tag me for any problems that you have. Secondly, the format and how does it work. Once you're in the room, tomorrow it's only for the junior category, which means that the people you're going to have will be from either third grade, fourth grade, or fifth grade. So this is to say that you're only supposed to have the junior category motion handy and know it thoroughly and like what it means and just be familiar with it so that you don't end up judging them on the wrong motion, even if they're mistaken about the motion they were supposed to debate on. So you're supposed to facilitate that kind of a clarity. The moment you enter the room, you've been given a judge script, which is another doc that I have appended along with like the PDF that I've sent or the deck that I've sent. Please look at the judge script. It specifies how you're supposed to conduct yourself in the room while you're with like minors. Because the thing is that these are very, very young people. Like third graders are literally, I mean, you really have to do some hand holding in terms of getting them through the round. So please be kind and gentle and on camera. Like it's an unsurpassable thing. You have to be on camera and it's non-negotiable if everything has to go to plan and then needs to be processed and everything, because not being on camera, and this is like no joke at all, is a serious equity concern for parents who send their kids to the tournament when they're that young. So like third graders often think of you as a judge who's not paying attention if you're not on camera and not like consistently nodding and giving them positive like reinforcement. So please be on camera, use the Zoom background we'll be sending shortly. That's a prerequisite, and moderators will be there in the rooms to just check every now and then that you're following the instructions that you've been given. This is paramount for the tournament to smoothly run without any complaints from the parents as such. The format then is very simple. It's one versus one format. And this is how it goes. Proposition side, opposition side. Side proposition delivers a first speech, which should be 3 minutes long, 20 seconds grace time, after which you stop writing. And you also indicate, you're first of all presenting screen with the timer, but you also indicate in the chat or something or just wave, specifying that the time is over because they tend to get carried away that way. So please make it clear and ensure that you're communicating that somebody's time is over when it's over, because they might not be cognizant of it while they're speaking their first time. Uh, so 3 minutes of constructive speech from side prop, followed by 3 minutes of constructive speech by op, followed by 3 minutes of reply speech by prop, and then 3 minutes of reply speech by op. No other engagement can occur between like participants besides these speeches. No POIs, no clarificatory notes to the judges, of course, through the chat or whatever. Please discourage that kindly and like nicely, not in a rude way, but just say that this is ineffective or this is breaching the decorum of the room, and that's not something that you can like necessarily encourage. So no clarificatory notes from debaters, because I am anticipating those kinds of things to happen. When people feel frustrated, they feel like clarifying that, hey, this is not I said, I'm being misrepresented or whatever. Please tell them that this is not supposed to be. So again, the format, the specificities, the duration and everything is mentioned in the PDF that I've sent, nothing new here. The only thing is that each category has the same kind of duration for each speech. So it's not like, I mean, the speech duration does not change with category, the motions do. So that's important. And a person from one category can only go against a participant from the same category. So please be mindful of that as well when there is dynamic pairing that's being done. Another possibility is that there's a lot of people who will decide not to show up or will not be able to show up for whatever reasons. It's these situations where there's like a no show. What you're supposed to do is, of course, definitely notify us that, okay, I'm missing a participant and it's been this long. And if we are unable to get them another partner, we probably have to offer reschedule, which we'll try doing. You have to be with that participant and engage with them in the room while that's happening, because they shouldn't feel like neglected or something in the tournament. Besides that, if parents are raising serious concerns, again, redirect to whoever, Nitiksha, whatever, say, please WhatsApp them, or you tag us and say, okay, this parent is creating so and so problem in so and so room, please come and rectify it. We'll be there in no time. So that. Now, about feedback, once the round is done, which would barely be like 12 minutes, because yeah, 12 minutes. So four speeches, 3 minutes each is barely like roughly that. And then 15 minutes max. So within 15 minutes of each round, we expect the ballots to come in. And once you've submitted ballot in a proper format, which I'd be sharing soon on the group, you need to acknowledge that, hey, the format, the ballots filled and everything went smoothly in my room. And this is the report sort of a thing through the WhatsApp text. That's something that you're going to do before you leave the room. I mean, ideally, you shouldn't be leaving the room, but even if you decide to just like go away from your device for a while, you need to notify us on WhatsApp about having filled the ballots and everything before you decide to just leave. Cool. Besides that, uh, qualitative feedback. Qualitative feedback is very important. So the best edge prize is something that we'd be deciding. I mean, we'd be giving based on who wrote a better qualitative feedback and how detailed it was and how helpful it was to the parents. Because what we do after the tournament is that we organize like these feedback sessions, which are exclusively for the person to understand where they went wrong and what they did well and how they can get better. So that's sort of like a remedial session we take for almost every participant who registers for it. And so, because it's such an elaborate process post tournament, we need this data that you give through qualitative feedback very earnestly. So, what we need you to do is write a meaningful qualitative feedback, also because it decides the best edge thingy. But please don't. I mean, even if you choose to write in keywords, right? Even if you say, okay, good points, and then just that the speech was well timed and the articulation was good or whatever. Even if you're writing in keywords, just write it in a way where I can comprehend what you've written without having to come back to you again, because that's humanly impossible for me to do when I'm managing these post tournament remedial sessions, right? So that's another important thing. I'll just quickly check if there's anything else you need to know. Are there any questions though? Like, if there are any questions, please ask me right now.
Yes, I do have a couple.
Yeah.
So the first thing is, how long would you like a qualitative feedbacks to be, like in terms
Okay,
of
so there's
word?
no, okay, yeah, so sorry, my bad. There's no oral adjudication as such.
No, no, like the qualitative feedback that we're supposed to fill in the Google form.
So the length doesn't really matter, but like I said, if somebody is going to meet me for like 15-20 minutes after the tournament is over, especially for the feedback that you've put in, it should be just like, it should be some value addition to their understanding of who they are as a debater. So
Okay,
basically comprehensive in that sense. Length doesn't really matter.
got it. How many rounds, approximately how many rounds would we be judging from 3:30 to 8:30?
That's very difficult for me to enumerate, but you will have to be there from 3:30 to 8:30 with substantial gaps in between is something I can assure you of. But because it's very dynamic, I can't tell you how many rounds you'd approximately be doing. Also because I'm not on top of tabs right now, frankly.
Okay. And
So
timekeeping, would we have to share our screen for the timekeeping, or are we allowed to do that discreetly?
No. I'm coming to the moderation responsibility. So the thing is that there's going to be 15 rooms that are concurrently running, which is why we're not going to have as many moderators in the room. So moderators would be like just dancing attendance in various rooms, but they're not going to stay put there, which means that all of the moderation responsibility is on the judges. So you're judging alongside moderating things while you're also on camera, like throughout. So the moderation, I mean, moderation of course includes you laying bare the rules and regulations just in case somebody forgot, also specifying what motion it is, which side which person is on, just in case they got it wrong, and then starting properly, having specified all the rules. So you've done your bit, and the parent cannot thereafter say that, okay, we did not know it was supposed to be a 3 minute long speech or whatever. Although we've given them enough and more like ammunition to understand the entire process, but there's always a couple of people living under the rock. So just to preempt that, you're going to like do a proper sort of an introduction of, hey, this is ideal round one, and this is how
No,
it's
I meant
we
the
are done.
timekeeping, as in the speeches are
Yeah,
supposed to be
timekeeping, I'm
3 minutes.
coming to. Yeah,
Okay, just one more
coming to that.
question.
So I'll just complete timekeeping and
Perfect.
like how it's supposed to be, and then I'll come to the next question.
All right.
So once you've introduced ideal like this format and everything in general and the basic rules and regulations and the motion, then you invite speakers, you thank them, you're kind and generous throughout, and on camera. After which, I mean, and through this, you're also keeping time by sharing screen. You're not doing it discreetly. You're also not putting timestamps in the chat because that's disturbing for somebody who's delivering like a speech for the first time ever or something. So please be sharing your screen. If you have any trouble doing that, let us know. A moderator will come and help you do that. But preferably, this is something that you should be able to manage beforehand. Your share screen option should be well and functioning. We won't be able to manage a lot of moderators who can take up their task upon themselves. So we expect you to be equipped in that sense. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, you had other questions, Raghav.
Yeah, just one small thing. Uh, what about the other days? Would we be adjudicating on the other days? And if not, is there anything that we could do to ensure that we would adjudicate on the other days as well?
So I mean, I'll be sharing WhatsApp updates, of course, where through which you'll get to know if you're judging on the other dates. But the thing is that if you're showing availability, and despite that, if we end up not picking you because we are doing it in terms of like whoever the first 15 judges were, then we will consider that you were available so that you are not written off for the best judge prize. So that's how it is. So you mark your availability when you tell you to mark your availability. If we end up not picking you, that's not on you. That's on us, and we'll remember that it was you showed availability because of which your eligibility does not get marked for the best judge
Oh,
prize.
got it. That's all.
Cool. Are there other questions which I can help with?
Uh, I have one question.
Yeah,
I wanted to ask that how many judges will be in one room?
one only.
Only one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm coming to how to fill the ballots, though. That's the most important thing. But before that, are there any questions from whatever I've said so far? Okay, apparently not. So, in terms of filling the ballot now, the ballot is simple Google form. We're not using, I mean, of course, we can't be using Tabby and everything for one versus one. So we'll be sharing a Google form. I'll put it in the group description. Please use it and like pick it from there. Don't be asking, don't go around asking for it over and over again. It'll be difficult to furnish. So use the group description for any important links that you might be looking for tomorrow, even the Zoom link and everything. And you fill the ballot through the Google form, and it's as simple as that. And once you've done that, you just notify us that okay, room 15 done, everything went well, and like ballot filled, and I'm free now to judge the rounds, sort of a thing. So yeah, ballot filling is pretty easy, but just acknowledge that on WhatsApp. If you don't, then we'll have to do a lot of manual auditing, which we can't in the thick of action. So please be cooperative in that sense. Also, incomplete ballots is always a problem. Please don't do that. So like once you completed a round, because it's only 12 minutes, just use the next 2 3 minutes, fill the ballot and get done with it. It's better for you all and it's better for us when we're auditing. Please don't let your work mount and don't say that I'll be doing it after 8:30 and until then I'm like putting it on the paper or something. It becomes difficult to like get you all to do the ballots because it's an exhausting day anyway, like from 3:30 to 8:30. So we don't want you to do overtime or something. Do you require judges for this and the entirety in a particular day, or can they opt out? You can't opt out. So like, because we're picking top like 15 judges and we have some buffer, but please don't opt out, because when you do that, we have to then find new judges at the 11th hour, which is always a difficult thing to manage. So don't opt out, please. That's not an option. You can opt out on specific dates. That's a facility we've provided, with the opportunity cost of not being able to buy for the best edge price. But we can't give you the option of like opting out on a round to round basis. That's absolutely unmanageable for the organizing committee. Cool. So considering all of this, even if you want to back out from tomorrow right now, I'm open to that. But please don't like give us a shocker tomorrow morning or something saying college extended or whatever. Are there any other doubts? Because if not, I'm mostly done. Please use Zoom background. Please do. Uh, okay, Manliv is here. Hey, okay, I'll mark your availability. Thanks. Will only the OC be reading the feedback, or will it be available for the students to read? Depends. I mean, OC will be reading it and then they will be communicating it. Sometimes we share screen to show validity that, okay, we're not just making things up, that judges actually enter this and it's done in your name. So they say, okay, so and so person was our judge, and we don't think it was like a valid judgment or whatever. And people are finicky in that sense. So please make it a foolproof qualitative feedback which attests your verdict. There's a lot of people who are going to contest your verdict. Also, just one thing, there were a lot of problematic verdicts the last time simply because people think they're junior category people. What are they capable of? Like, I mean, I don't know. We tend to be laid back in that sense in judging, and then we end up giving the wrong verdict just simply because we weren't actively listening. Don't do that, please. Because there's also always parents around, and they're closely listening to what you're saying as the judge, or like whatever the verdict is. And to after, I mean, this time around, there's no oral adjudication, so that fear that problem is mitigated. But the thing is that people contest verdict a lot, and then we have to address that. So please just make your qualitative feedback be fitting for that purpose as well. I will be available tomorrow after 4:15. That's not possible, Samyak. So if you're available, you'll have to be available throughout. That's what I mean, people who are organizing the tournament have told me to tell you all. So if you're not entirely available, then you can just pull out, because it'll be a problem with roll call and everything. Cool, thanks. Matlab, I'd probably share the recording. Matlab, I've said a lot, so it's impossible for me to.
Yeah, the recording works perfectly.
Cool, cool. Okay.
Yeah. Just make
All
sure
right.
you share it so that I'll go through it.
Yeah, 100%. Doing it right after it's downloaded.
Yeah,
Cool.
thank you.
Any other doubts?
Kindly share the Zoom background as well. That would really.
Yeah, I'll be sharing everything by today, like tonight or tomorrow morning, possibly. Could you
Perfect.
share the recording in the group also? Yeah, I'll share the recording. That's what it's for. Yeah. All right. I'm not going to waste any more time of yours. Thank you so much for joining in. I'll just send the recording for whoever joined in late. And if your availability changes, please just notify us by tonight only. Please don't change your mind tomorrow. It'll be difficult to manage that way. Thank you so much again. Bye.